Gemini, welcome to your monthly horoscope for October 2023. In this video, I will be getting into all of the major energies for October. Now, coming into the month, we are officially in eclipse season. We have the North Node in Aries right here in your 11th house and the South Node in Libra here in your 5th house. So we are having our first solar eclipse in Libra this month, highlighting this 5th house for you, and our final lunar eclipse in Taurus here in the 12th house. So we will be getting into all of that energy. Now, coming into the month, we have the sun in Libra here in your 5th house, highlighting those 5th house themes and topics. So there can be a lot of focus on children, creativity, romance, your hobbies, what you do for fun. Now, Mercury, your chart ruler, is here in Virgo in the 4th house of home and family. So there can also be a lot of focus on home and family coming into the month. Once we get to October 4th here, we have Mercury moving into Libra, bringing more of a focus into these 5th house themes and topics. And so this is a time where you can be focusing more on your creative pursuits, maybe getting back into your hobbies, your interests, maybe sports or dancing, whatever that looks like for you, making jewelry. I mean, whatever you really do, as far as your creativity goes. On October 8th, we have Venus entering Virgo. And when Venus enters Virgo here in your 4th house of home and family, there's this mutual reception between Mercury and Virgo here. So there's something about home and family and children, creativity, these 5th and 4th house themes and topics, meshing very well together. There's this integration between the 4th and 5th house taking place. So that can be quite nice. Now, the one thing is that Venus doesn't do the greatest in Virgo. This is a time too where we want to be making sure we're not being too analytical, getting stuck in that analysis paralysis. So if you are creating something, not getting stuck on it having to be or look a certain way, we do want to watch for that. Now, Venus being in the 4th house can be a time where maybe you are deciding to redecorate, dress your house up in some way. That can definitely be a Venus transit through the 4th house energy. And because of all the energy we have this month in Libra, Venus is a key player with a lot of the energies we're moving through for the month of October. Venus ruling Mercury, the Sun, Mars, the South Node is also here. So there is a lot of Venusian energy and Libra energy throughout the month. Once we get to October 10th, we have Pluto stationing direct here in your 8th house. Now, when this happens, when Pluto stations, Pluto and Mars are forming this square. This can feel very intense. This can even also indicate power and control dynamics. This can have something to do with you taking action with something. And also remember that Pluto is very much an energy of transformation. This can be something being activated, and Mars ruling your 11th house of friends and friendships, online, social connections, online, social media, those themes and topics, those 11th house themes and topics. There can be something activated here that you're having to move through. There can be something that is being brought to the surface for you to transmute and transform in this area of life. And then on October 12th, we have Mars entering Scorpio here in your 6th house of work, health, and daily routine. And so there can be, a little bit more focus on work, health, and daily routine. Now, I do always mention I do always say when Mars is moving through the 6th house, we do want to watch for acute health issues. This can be a time where there's, just these little things showing up with health. And it also depends too on if you have a day chart or a night chart, if Mars is your most malefic planet. On October 14th, we have that solar eclipse in Libra right here in your 5th house, which is really activating more energies to come in for you. And it has to do with your children. Whatever changes are taking place that really started back in April when we had our first solar eclipse in Aries. April 20th of 2023, that really initiated us into this brand new nodal cycle of Aries and Libra. So this solar eclipse happening in Libra is new energies coming in, but because it's the south node, it can be something showing up for you where you're having a better understanding of who and what you want to release and let go of. And this can have to do with maybe well, it is the house of romance. It could be romantic connections. It can also have to do with things you're done with as far as hobbies, interests, maybe things that you once liked. There's a lot of transformation going on in the 5th and the 11th house between now and January 2025. And so this solar eclipse is bringing more energies in for that transformation and change. Also, too, we have not had the South Node in Libra since 2005, around 2005. So if you think back to 2005, what was showing up for you around children, creativity, hobbies, romance, that can give you an idea of this journey and these changes that you will be moving through between now and January 2025. And then on October 19th, 20th, and the 21st, we have the Mercury Cazimi here in Libra in your 5th house, bringing more insight in for these 5th house themes and topics. Now, Mercury is also your chart ruler. So this is an energy that you are really going to feel. This can also even be epiphany type energy, insight, intuition. I mean, this is a period of time you can be getting really strong intuitive downloads. I would be journaling, paying attention to your thoughts, but you're definitely going to feel this energy because Mercury is your chart ruler. This can be, clarity coming in for you with a new direction you're moving into. There can be some type of information being brought to you, maybe a message, maybe you're having a conversation with someone and something clicks. You have this aha moment. This is very much how this energy can show up for you. Now, because Mercury also rules your 4th house of home and family, this can also have to do with those 4th house themes and topics as well. Maybe something is showing up for you around home and family where you have this final understanding or insight or, again, epiphany energy of, okay, now this makes sense. Now I know which direction I want to move in. And then October 22nd, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. And on the 23rd, we have the Sun entering Scorpio. So we have all of this energy here in Libra shift into Scorpio, which is your 6th house of work, health, and daily routine. So there becomes a lot of, there goes from being a lot of focus on these 5th house themes and topics, creativity, romance, children. There's a shift into your daily routines. What do you want to change in your daily routine, your work routine? Is maybe there's changes showing up for you at work. There can be changes with your health, changes with your nutrition habits. So there's now, as we get to the last week of October, there's more focus on these 6th house themes and topics. And then October 28th, we have our final lunar eclipse in Taurus here in your 12th house. So think back to February 2022. What changes have really taken place when it has to do with your spiritual practice, self-undoing behaviors, your subconscious, karma? The 12th house is very karmic energy, and your 6th house of work, health, and daily routine, pets, nutrition, employees. There's been a lot of changes in these areas of life. So this final lunar eclipse is closing out that energy, bringing a final understanding to all of the changes you've been moving through since February 2022. This can have to do with your spiritual practice. Maybe you decided to become a lot more spiritual over the last year and a half. Maybe you started meditating every day. There's been a lot of changes here. And so there's this final understanding and this final kind of finalizing this energy and these changes that you've been moving through over the last year and a half. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helps you move through the energy for October. If you align with my energy and enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will connect with you in the next one.